I also need some time for myself because I cannot give myself if I don't know myself and I don't recognize myself anymore.
It's not bad, and it's possible to actually leave your children and enjoy yourself because I feel like we all deserve it.
Hi! Good evening, everybody. Hi, B. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Super.
Hi guys!
Thank you, thank you. Nag-intro na ako kanina sa inyong dalawa. May family picture kayo dun kanina. Oh, but yeah, they're all first-time moms. Age range of kids. Most is 1 and 2 or even months old. Some 3 and 4. A few moms expecting their second as well. But yeah, basically a gathering of first-time moms who are figuring out what we are going to do with our lives. Riki is a mom of 2. Cheska is a mom of 3. So yeah, we're gonna for sure learn from them. Okay, siguro the biggest thing that the moms in this room are struggling with is pinakamarami yung balancing all the responsibilities, everything we need to do. And then secondary to that is managing our energy. Doon muna tayo sa balancing. I actually like to call it juggling everything that we need to do. How do you two do it? Juggling being a wife, a mom to 2, work, etc., etc., etc.
I think after you become a mom and after you go through the changes that entails becoming a mom, you know, chemically you're a different person after you give birth. And it's funny because, and I know you both relate since you have 2 and you have 3, after every child is born, you're a different person altogether, right? And what I've learned from my 2 kids is that after 2 kids, you really have to prioritize your life in general and you have to rearrange those priorities. So after 2 kids, I have prioritized church, I have prioritized my husband, and I prioritize my kids. Everything else, work, everything else comes second. It doesn't matter if it was a gig that I've been wanting. For some reason, after you become a mom and after you have this big responsibility to mold your children and to shape them and to guide them, everything else, if it doesn't fall under your priorities, then they're all just secondary. So that's how I think the juggling act is.
In your case, that's your priority. But of course, whatever it is, kasi a lot of the moms are still also driven career women. So whether
Yes.
ang priority mo is kids muna, tas work next, tas
Yeah.
self mo, wala
That
yung
depends.
husband. I mean, iba-iba tayo, but
On
I guess
your
what you
life.
mean to say is, parang the important thing is you figure out
Yes.
the top,
Yes.
and it will be easier.
Because that way, you don't feel guilty if you say no to something else. Because if you look at your priorities, you're like, oh, okay, I can sit back.
Makes
Yes,
sense.
it is. It is.
So we have 2. How is it with 3? I'm sure it's crazier.
Well, yes, it can get crazy, especially I'm a homeschooling mom.
I know.
Yeah.
Grabe kung here plans to homeschool their kids.
Yay!
My goodness, I don't know how you do it.
So what I do is first, before I even got to this point, I had a very long discussion with my husband. And yes, my priorities, exactly like Reyes, church, my duties as a Christian, my husband, and my children. So with that said, I told my husband that, I don't mind homeschooling the children, but I also need some time for myself. Because I cannot give myself if I don't know myself and I don't recognize myself anymore.
You don't have yourself. Diba?
Exactly.
And you give what you don't have.
Exactly. So I think for me it's also involving your partner because that's why he is your partner. You guys have to help each other. There are days where I tell him, I'm not gonna homeschool today because I have an appointment and I'm gonna go to the salon and I'm gonna have my lashes done and I will be back later and nobody's gonna call me. I do that. I have my time alone. I hang out with my girlfriends. It helps with my sanity. And then with my children because I don't underestimate their intelligence. What do I mean by that? I know my kids love me. I know that my children love me and my children know that I love them. So what I tell them is this. You know what, guys? I want to finish homeschooling early. So let's do this. Everybody listen. Do what you have to do. If you stay obedient and you follow, then you can all get out of the classroom and play. And you know what? It helps. And then sometimes I ask them, what do you guys want to do? Why do I ask them what do they want to do? Because it also helps me. It's not just all about, it's also about them. So when I see them frustrated, I tell them, you know what, it's just a little part of your life. If you don't feel like doing it, then let's not do it. But I want you to enjoy what you're doing because I also want to enjoy what I'm doing with you guys. And I want to move on fast. So with that, getting the children and my husband involved, I get to have time. I don't expect anymore my husband to read my mind. Kasi meron din siyang iniisip na iba. Hindi lang naman ako or yung mga bata. May iniisip ganyan. So I tell him, you know honey, today I wasn't so happy because this is what I wanted to do. And then he'll tell me, okay, I'm sorry. So, I don't want anymore, no Jedi mind tricks anymore. I'll tell you right away para we don't go second guessing and then we don't fight. So for me, honesty talaga and laying it all out really helps.
I saw a post of Bea Soriano recently and she just posted parang, we tried this thing called honesty and it saved us a lot of headaches. Kasi totoo, di ba, for those here who have a partner or who have a husband, magpapatampu-tampuhan ka pa tapos you'll expect him to make you pansin and then when hindi ka pinapansin, magagalit ka. That, I still do that. But more and more, I realized that honestly, if you just say, I'm pissed at you because you did this, at least alam na nila and it will save us the hassle of like,
Yeah, tulungan mo ako, no? So that's how I juggle time. I let everybody get involved also. I give you my time. You also have to respect my time as I respect your time.
Yeah. I know how you feel though about yung tampo-tampo and you expect them to read your mind. Kasi nga, you're my husband. You're
and for us,
supposed to know
it's
me.
so obvious,
It's
di
so
ba?
obvious.
Oo.
Yeah, I'm sitting here quiet. You should know that I'm angry. But yeah, the truth is they don't, and you really have to explain it.
Sometimes they don't. Kasi they're also busy thinking of how they're gonna do things for us, diba?
Let's all try the honesty thing. We asked them all to like send in their questions.
Yeah.
And another common question is of course, yun nga, the mom guilt. Does it ever go away or how do you make it a bit smaller so that we can get that much needed mani-pedi, which I have not gotten. Yeah.
Same. How do you deal with mom guilt? Let's define mom guilt. So, mom guilt is a special type of guilt that only moms have. And why is it that only moms have mom guilt?
Oo nga.
Why is it? Why is it that we have to feel this way?
I guess we're the ones that nurturing our children more and they spend more time with us.
But you can entrust that for a few days, diba? Or like a few hours, or like a
Gusto
few
yung
minutes.
base agad.
No, because I'll tell you why. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old at home. I left them for 4 days to go to Japan with my coworkers. I had the best time, you guys. I was out till 5:30 in the morning. I was drinking beer like it was water. The best time. The best time. Did I have mom guilt? Sobrang konti lang. Sobrang konti lang. In fact, I didn't check on them. I did not. Martin was the one, my husband was the one who was like, FaceTiming me, sending me pictures, and that's nice, yeah. And then you go back to drinking the beer. I think it's important that you trust the people that you leave them with or that you entrust them with. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Martin's gonna bring them to the park on Saturday, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna see their cousins on Sunday, they're gonna be fine. They're not gonna be thinking about me. And true enough, they did not look for me until that last day. Mom, when's mommy coming home? And that's when, ayan na, okay, it's okay, I'm coming home. I pasalubong for you. It's not bad. And it's possible to actually leave your children and enjoy yourself because I feel like we all deserve it. Whether you're a new mom, a mom of one, you all deserve to have fun once in a while.
We all deserve it. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Okay, magpapamani-pedi na talaga.
This is Japan. Mani-pedi sa Japan.
Social. How about you?
Well, for
Does
me,
3 make it less the mom guilt or how did you?
ako naman iba yung mom guilt ko pag napapagalitan ko sila.
Ah.
Sometimes when you have your sudden outburst, tao lang, di ba? Napapagod ka rin. Pero, you know, I have to be forgiving of myself too. And also forgiving of the situation. So, minsan, I really lose my cool and I wasn't able to communicate well with my child. So, what I do is, I pull them in one corner or whoever it is, maybe Kendra, Scarlett, or Gavin, and I talk to them. I always tell them, if I'm wrong, I really tell them, I'm so sorry, Kendra, Scarlett, or Gavin, if I shouted at you, if I said these things, you know, that's not a good thing for me to do. And it's not an example, it's not something that I would want you to carry later on in life thinking that it's okay. Doing that eases also the hurt that you've caused also yourself and the hurt that you've caused your child. For me, mom guilt is that. The way you communicate and the way you set that example to your child.
It's a very important lesson, the apologizing to your child. It doesn't matter if your child is 1 or if your child is 2 or 3 or 7. I think that if you learn to, and you as a person, as a parent, if you learn to acknowledge that you were wrong and you tell your child, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I think that that's a huge thing. It becomes a habit so that when they grow up, they also know that it's not shameful to say sorry.
Yeah, and the reconciliation is really good. And you get to know your child better and your child gets to know you even much, much better. For some reason, there's that mutual respect. Parang like you know already what hurts them and at the same time, they also know what hurts you.
I get to talk to these two, but now lang yung ganito ka deep dive into advice. Okay, another thing, I skipped it pala kanina, managing your energy. There are days that you feel like you can do everything and you do everything, but there are days that you're just so tired and it's difficult to manage your energy. How do you manage your energy?
Yeah, no, especially the days, like I don't know if you guys have gotten your period back, but after you get your period back and you start going through, diba? Like 1-2 days before you get your period, you're nagwawala ka na sa bahay, hindi mo alam kung bakit, tapos umiiyak ka, hindi mo don't know why I'm crying. It's so hard. But I feel like there are days when you just want to flow. I think that's how I manage my energy. And I'm thinking of the worst cases when I'm about to get my period. I will just be with my children. Just like be. Just like stay there and play with them. And, you know, they take you to whatever fantasy world they're going through and you just be. That's the best way that I can put it. How to manage your energy is to just be. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
That makes total sense. Kasi
Yeah.
sometimes, especially for first-time moms, I remember feeling this with my firstborn. Feeling ko kailangan everyday is jam-packed with some activity. Kailangan today painting, bukas pang Lego. Parang naisip mo pa, pag aalis ka for work, kailangan ito ang activity niya today.
Like,
May
you have to
ganyan.
keep trying, no?
But with my second,
Pag first child mo talaga lahat bigay todo. Pag second mo, okay na yan. Pag third mo, kuha na yan.
yeah, so I get the just be because now my firstborn, who is 4 years old, that sometimes I'm busy working on the laptop and she's just there playing. She can go for hours making a Paw Patrol fantasy. And it's nice because they're using their imagination. You don't impose on them na ito yung today. So siguro a mix of the exposing them to activities but also letting them be. And when you let them be, ikaw din, chill ka lang kasi bantay ka lang phone ka lang.
Like, do you know that feeling after a long day at work, you come home, the first thing you do is you unhook your bra and you take it off. The best feeling ever. That's how it is. That's how it is to just be.
Yeah. Okay, you Chex. You have a lot of energy, so how do you manage your energy?
Well, the same thing. When I have off days, I just tell my kids, I just want to be quiet, but play there in front of me. Mama's watching. So I just look at them like that, spacing out. And I just say, yes, yes, yes. But let's just stay here, okay? Nobody, like the other day, they arrived. Nagpaiwan ako sa house kasi sobrang pagod na pagod talaga. Kaya I wanted to be quiet lang. And then they all arrived, they went to the room, and then they made kwento, and then they wanted to play. I said, I really want to play with you guys, but really, Mama just wants to lie down and be quiet. Can I watch you guys? And then I'll lie down here on the sofa and listen to you guys. Good thing naman, they're okay with it, so they were playing there. I think with their children, the mere presence of us being there is enough for them. I have days that I'm also low energy, then I lounge around with them, or I watch them. And then if they're talking, just listen to them and look at them. Yeah, that's great.
Again, it's honesty, right? Honesty again. We go back to
Be
honesty.
honest lang talaga. And there are some days that I just really psych myself, okay? There are days that we have a lot of things to do and di pwedeng hindi. So I psych myself and I pray and I say, Lord, I don't know how this day is gonna go, but I'm gonna lift it up to you. Bahala na. Bahala na si Batman. Basta, this too shall pass, but at the moment, I'll enjoy it. And at the same time also, I also don't try to baby certain feelings that I have only because, you know, we're still young. We won't have the same energy that we have now.
Yeah.
And one day, our kids will also be grown up. And you know what? Time doesn't wait. So I really try to relish the moment, enjoy the moment, make the most out of it, with that mindset that one day I will not have kids telling me, right, Mama, I want to play with you. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. So at times that I feel inadequate, when I can't do it, at least, I try to pray about it, and I try to have the time where I tell myself, kaya ko to, I'll get by. These are the moments that I must cherish because it's not gonna last forever.
Yeah. There are days that you push, right?
Yeah.
There are days that you push, but you know that it's for the better.
Yes.
And may magandang kalabasan siya. Just like today. So today, we had a birthday party. We live in Alabang. So we traveled all the way to Katipunan for the birthday party. Because 2 freaking hours. We had a birthday party and then I have this. And usually, when you become a mom, it's so easy to say no to the things that you just have no energy for. But there's some special exceptions. Like for example, when you're sitting in a room and you want to exchange mommy ideas. Because I think that is the best way to get sound parenting life advice. Is if you're in a room with different moms and you get to have conversations like this. So this is something that I did not say no to because it will help with the betterment of me. Does that make sense? So this is also a form of energy. It could be a waste of energy or it could be like something that will add to the energy. But yeah, in that case, it's saying yes and no to the right things.
I love it. No, thank you for not saying no to this, but that's an important thing I wanted to add on managing your energy. Choose what you will say no to because you can say no. And tama yung sinabi ni Chex kanina about psyching yourself. Kasi there are days that will be super, super busy, but make sure that after that you have like a decompressed day. Parang a day that you know you can breathe a bit more, and that will help with managing energy.